Persona 4 on PlayStation 2 is a personal treasure of mine. The summer that I spent playing through it with my best friend will live on forever in my mind as a precious core memory. So it may surprise you to hear that when I saw Persona 4 Revival announced, I was a bit apprehensive. This won't be a discussion on how games that were already amazing don't need remade. It makes sense to modernize some already good games, as long as it's done with an acute awareness and respect for the source material. Notice that I specified some. I don't believe Persona 4 should be remade because the original experience, from an artistic standpoint, is so well realized and complete that a remake could only serve to dilute that vision even further. Yes, even further. I'm gonna get a bit long-winded with this, but hear me out, I'm going somewhere. Persona 4 Golden is labeled as an enhanced version of the original, with changes and more content. But for the brief time that I played it, before a game-breaking bug would hard crash my PC and prevent me from progressing, but that's besides the point, I could not stand the changes. Chie has a new voice actor, which may have been a necessary evil if they couldn't get the original back to record new lines, but that doesn't mean I have to like it, and I don't. The fog that permeates throughout the TV dimension was heavily reduced. Well, it turns out a lot of fans thought that the fog was important artistically, but Atlus didn't see it that way, forcing fans to make a patch that restores the fog and original vision. And worst of all is the new opening. To those of you unfortunate enough to have only played Golden, the original OP was perfect. It was smooth, stylish, not overbearing, had intriguing imagery, and the song was such a banger.
We all trumpet our ways of relationships. Life goes on with the without you.
At least half the times that I booted up P4 for a play session, I would watch that OP again. It was like a Pavlovian response. Every time I heard this song, I knew I was about to have a good time. Now compare that to Golden.
Not in any magazine you can see it on your TV screen. Too easy, though you might have to find.
I would need a full-length video to fully convey everything that I find wrong with this OP, but more than anything else, it clashes with the tone of the game harder than a semi-truck into a grade school. This is Persona 4, a game where somebody is dragging innocent people into another dimension so they can be murdered. Not Persona 4 Dancing All Night, a game where you dance all night. Can you understand how demoralizing that was for me? To excitedly boot this game up after it had been over a decade since my last playthrough and be hit with this?
Leave me alone!
It was like meeting with an old friend from high school and finding out they're now a drug addict. Atlus has proven that they cannot be trusted to preserve the artistic visions of their games. They'll add characters, change visuals, alter story elements, update gameplay. It's like they don't have any confidence in their original releases. They even did the same to Persona 5, a game that by all accounts was considered a masterpiece on release. I thought it was fine just the way it was, but Atlus thinks they can do the Super Persona 5 Ultimate treatment that Capcom gives to their fighting games. I know it's really cynical to say this, but I think the suits at either Atlus or Sega are likely pushing for these changes without considering the impact they make on the game's original visions. Anything to make more money. Even the name, Persona 4 Revival, irks me. Is it insinuating that Atlus thinks Persona 4 is an outdated experience that needs to be modernized? I fell in love with Persona 4, not with whatever your current vision of it today is. Look, I have no doubt that Wada-san's heart is in the right place. I'm just not confident that they'll be able to deliver a remake that pays due respect to the core values and vision from almost 20 years ago. But even after everything I just said, and since they're gonna do it anyway, I hope that they can pull it off. It sure would put Square in their place. Oh yeah, I've got a bone or two to pick with you, FF7 Remake. You watch your back, because one day, I'm coming for you.